What's going on, guys? So today we've got a video that you've all been asking us for, and it's a tour of this Sprinter van. It is a Winnebago Revel 4x4 Sprinter V6. So this is the medium wheelbase Sprinter van, and as you can probably tell, it's raised off the ground quite a bit, which has been really useful when we're off-roading. It gives you a lot better ground clearance. Down below, you've got the tyres. These are the Goodrich all-terrain tyres, and we're definitely going to get a set of these for our own van. These have been really good, provide a lot more traction than just standard road tyres. So one of the main things you notice when you open the side door is this bug screen. This has been really useful in hot areas. You've got loads of mosquitoes and stuff like that. Just keeps them at bay. Another cool thing about the outside of this van that I really like is this outside table. When I first saw it, I wasn't sure we were really going to use it, but when it's nice and hot, warm outside and on an evening, you can just pop these latches. It just comes down like so, and there's a leg that just screws on like this. Screw the leg on, drop the table down. It's really quick and easy to use, and we've worked out here on this. We've had our dinner and had our lunch on this table, just admiring the beautiful views of Colorado. So underneath the table, the first thing you'll see is this water fill-up point. It's got a little filter on it as well, so you make sure you don't get any nastiness in your water tank. Next to that, you've got what's called a spray port. This is really useful if you've got like a dog or you like hiking. It means you can spray off your boots after a hike. It's only cold water here, but your dog's not gonna mind. On a nice hot day, you can water your dog down or whatever you wanna do with it. Next to that, you've got your fresh water drain. We haven't used this yet, but it is really useful to have. If you only head off for a weekend and your tank's like half full or still full, it means that you can just drop all of the water, and it means that it doesn't stagnate over time. Next to that, you've got the winterization valve, which is also very good. This is a 4 seasons van, so it means if you go to a ski resort or generally if you're just in very cold conditions, you've got that. So on the other side of the unit, you've got another way to fill the tank. Now this way is gravity filled. It goes into the same tank, but it means if you're trying to be completely off-grid or you've run out of water and you're next to a nice river or lake, it means you can use like a watering can or bottled water to fill up your tank. It's just really nice to have that extra feature. So above the water tank, you've got a kill switch that kills the power to the van. Above that, you've got the step lights, then you've got the awning lights, and then this is the coolest button of them all. It's the awning in and out, which is completely electric. So you just click it once and it just comes all the way out on its own. Just going to stop that so you can hear me, but we've used the awning quite a bit, and it's even got a really good feature. So if it gets too windy, it's got a sensor on the end of the awning and it retracts itself, and we've had to use that a couple of times when it's been fairly windy. Below that, you've got this switch. This is for the outside light, so instead of using the step lights, you've got a light just above, behind the sliding door, on both sides actually, and it's a nice LED light, so if you're sitting outside in the evening, you can have that on and have nice light under the awning. So moving on to the back of the van, you've got these really cool outside power outlets. So you've got 2 of them, and we've used these for charging laptops. We've been sitting outside and getting on with some work. So working from the front back of the other side of the van, you've got the city fill. This is if you're in a campsite, you can connect a hose up and you can have constant water. So it's useful. We haven't used it. We tend to be off grid, and this is what this vehicle is all about. But if you do want the option, it's there. Here you've got your cassette toilet. So you open that and you can pull your cassette toilet out. It's really nice not having it on the inside of the van, and it's very easy to access. You might have noticed These big things, these are called flares, and these make the width of the van in the bedroom area at the back a lot wider. So it means that I'm 6'3" and I can stretch out widthways on this bed, and the bed in there is really comfortable. B will show you that in a little while, but these flares are such a good idea. You've noticed that you've got a small little window, just like our own van, in the bedroom area. That's really nice to get a nice draft through the bedroom and get rid of any smells that there might be after long hiking days or generally just being out and about in a van. Above that, you've got the light I was talking about. So that's really useful to have them lights on both sides. Down here, this is your mains power hookup. So you open that, goes in there, and it's really handy actually because it's got a little light and it tells you when it's actually connected. I think it lights up blue. So around the back of this Sprinter van, you've got some really cool features like the reversing camera. That's coming very useful. On the roof, we've got an air conditioning unit. So again, if you're on hookup, you've got air conditioning. We've used it one time and it was very good. You've also got 200 watts of solar on the roof that powers them 3 AGM batteries. One of the coolest features though is this ladder on the back. So what you do is you just unscrew this, it unhooks, and then you can literally clip this ladder on anywhere around the roof rack. So it just clips on to the top of the roof rack like that. And there we go. So heading on into the boot area, you want to be careful to open these doors, not all the way. So they go to there, but with Sprinters, they can fold all the way back around. But with this van, you've obviously got the flares, so you risk damaging the flares. So just bear that in mind. Over here, on this side door, you've got a nice little pouch to put anything, probably good for like maps or any tie downs or anything like that. The windows are covered by these really nice covers. The windows are tinted, but obviously in the bedroom you want some privacy, so these just clip on and off really quickly. So again, in the bedroom area, you've got this nice big bug screen, keeps out any horrible mosquitoes or any other insects. And then, if I open that, inside you've actually got a hot water shower on the outside that I've had the privilege to use. Really nice. I was overlooking the Rockies and I was just stood there having a shower, and I didn't think I'd use that at all, but actually I've used that more than I've used the inside shower in this van, just because it's been such nice weather, and the fact that it's a normal mixer tap means that you can get the perfect combination of hot and cold and just have a lovely shower while enjoying the views.
Welcome to the inside of this medium wheelbase Sprinter van. Because of its shorter size, having swivel seats on the front is massively helpful. It really opens up this space. So when they're pulled out, you've got a seating area here where you can seat 4 people, because this bench does have seat belts as well, so 4 people can actually travel all together in the van. I've got the screen up behind me to block the sun out because it gets pretty hot. Stopping the sun is very handy. This little table here creates a dinette feature in this small space. It holds itself up so you don't need any legs or anything, so you can use it very fast. You can have it narrow like this, or if you want it slightly bigger, flap it over, and there you go. We've been eating our dinners off this table. It's very useful in such a small space for us. The main section of the van's got a lot of stuff going on in this area. Firstly, we've got the dinette seating that has 2 seat belts, so 2 people can travel along in here, and this whole thing does convert into a single bed that I'll show you later. And above that, we've got the electrical brain station. All the little bits and bobs that you need to sort out are on here. So firstly, we've got the thermostat for the Eberspacher heater. This also heats up the water as well. So you just turn it on, you can choose what you want to use and choose the temperature that it will come on to. Above that, this is a really clever feature. This allows the bed to go up and down, which I will show you in a bit when I show the bedroom area, but you have to put your key in, so you can't accidentally move the bed up and down at a dangerous time. We've got light switches here. There's a lot of different lights going on in this van, so you can have it nice and ambient, you can have it bright, and there's also a light for the bathroom, so you're not stuck in a little dark room when you're going to the toilet or showering. Next to that, there is the inverter switch. This allows the induction hob to work so you can cook, and also so you can charge things off mains power like our laptops. Here is the solar controller. So that rhymed and sounded really funny, but yeah, this is basically what it does on the tin. It's the solar controller. You can see how much is coming in, how much the batteries are working and stuff like that. Next to that, we've then got the water pump that you can turn on, see whether it's on. You can check the levels of the water tank, and you can also check the battery levels there as well. And then below that, this is the last piece, we've got the AC water heater. So if you're connected to mains, you can heat up the water through that as well. Storage wise in the van, there's a lot of that going on. We've got overhead storage above the seating area, and then also overhead storage above the kitchen area where we've got more food kind of things, plates, pots, pans, stuff like that. The kitchen area is very compact, but it has absolutely everything in it that you will need. And you might be wondering, what's this deal with the single bed? How does that come out? It's all kind of intertwined with the kitchen. It's quite interesting. If you pull up this table, it's another little flap style table. It extends the kitchen area so you can have more work surface. I've been using this as like a washing up drain board kind of area, but also underneath it, there's a little latch. When you undo that, this comes all the way down to create a platform that you can then put the cushions on to create a single bed. You do have to do some shimmying around. This moves over slightly, but one person can sleep very comfortably on there, as my auntie did the other day. So moving back onto the kitchen area, as I said, it's compact, but it has everything in it that you would need. You've got the sink here. It's a Dometic sink. It's got our breakfast utensils in there. This all folds down so you can close easily, but yeah, you just pull that up, sponge, washing up liquid, all that sort of thing. And then yeah, let the water out when the water pump's on, do your washing up. And also, this is a very unique feature that I've never seen in another van before. The water pump, there's a special pump that pulls the sink water out into the grey water. Listen to this. So any water in the sink gets sucked straight out. It's really clever, and I've never seen anything like that before, so that's pretty cool. I'll just close that down. The cooking is done on an induction hob, which is something else I've never seen before in a van. It has to run off the inverter, so it's very useful to have 3 batteries and solar panels, so you always have enough power to be able to cook. It's got a couple of different features on it. When you turn it on, you can choose the heat setting, or you can have it done by temperature, or you can have a timer and it turns off when it's finished. Below the kitchen counter, we've got 3 drawers for keeping things like cutlery and all those random sorts of stuff. So yeah, here's an example of what we've got in the drawer, and it locks shut, which is handy when you're going off-road. You don't want everything flying out. And above that, we've then got power ports. There's quite a lot of them dotted around the van, which is handy, especially for us on our laptops, so we can work wherever we want. That button that I mentioned for the sink is here, just placed very handily next to the sink so you can easily get the water out. We've then got the 12-volt compressor fridge that is a very decent size for a camper van fridge and works incredibly well. I've just got it locked here so it doesn't fly open, not that it ever has. Pull that up and then there you go. Look how much space is in there, it's kind of crazy. And it's got a really decent sized freezer, so it's been really fantastic to actually buy frozen food and know that it's going to stay frozen. This fridge is actually a little bit too good sometimes. I turned it up and froze absolutely everything in there, including the cans of Coke and my sour cream. So yeah, I've been keeping an eye on the levels of the fridge. There's a little narrow gap here that they've utilised for another cupboard. It's just got everything absolutely rammed in there. It's fantastic to be able to just put things in, forget about it, and keep it all in there. We've got tins, food stuff, and even a little bit of a power cable in there, just because when you're in a van, you just kind of lob everything where you can. Behind me is the bathroom. This is something that people either want or they don't want, which is why the guys at Winnebago do something pretty clever. The door opens like that. And as you can see, I've kind of kept it half how they kept it. So let me explain what I'm chatting about. You might notice these little ridges in the shower room. There's a couple more of these shelves that you can actually keep in, so you've got more storage space in the bathroom if you don't want to use the shower or use it as a bathroom. So you've got either the option for a shower or the option for storage space. So right now I've kept the top one in so we can sit on the toilet comfortably and use that, but also store things like our towels and the toilet cleaner and all those little things that you don't need all the time in there. And when we do use the shower, you just take this out and you've got the shower. So that's really handy. And the magical shower that can go inside, outside, absolutely everywhere is this. This is a shower. This is the bit that plugs into the outside portals, or up here when you want to have a shower inside without anyone seeing you showering. So that just goes down here in the gap when we're not using it. And then there's also a little storage container for body wash, shampoo and things to keep them out of the way. And this is, I find this quite amusing. The toilet roll's got its own little cover, so obviously you don't want a soggy bog roll. There you go, protected. So this just closes nice and easy. Oh, like I mentioned earlier, there is a light. Whoa, so you're not showering in the dark. Closes, it's got a latch in the middle and then it's got a latch at the top so it stays shut. And now we are in the bedroom. This is probably one of the coolest features of the entire van. It's a Sprinter van where you can sleep widthways, and that's all thanks to the flares. So the name flares is quite funny, but it does allow you to have this extra width on both sides of the van so you can sleep widthways and get a little bit more room in the rest of the van. Above me is the air conditioning. As Theo said, we've used this once because you do have to be connected to mains power to be able to use it. So it was good when we used it that one time, but for the rest of the time we used the windows. This window is my absolute favourite. I've got a bit of a thing for small windows. So this one right here, it's right at the base of the bed, so you get a wonderful breeze coming straight through. It's a good place to position a bed, a window by a bed. So we've got the bug blind up right now. This is it shut, just completely blocks out all the light, or you can have it open when the window's open, and then it just shuts really easily like that. It works really well with the max air fan that's on the roof as well. It just like sucks the air straight through, so when it's really hot, it's been brilliant. There's two very warm lights here that I won't turn on because they'll just blow out the video, but they're nice for reading at night. And then we've got even more power outlets here, 2 USBs and then a 12-volt socket as well. Okay, so now we're getting to the incredibly exciting part of the whole van. It's got the flares, but it's also got another feature that is just mad. This entire bed goes all the way up to the ceiling. They built it that way because this is an adventure van, so you can store things in there like your bikes and stuff in the day when you're driving around, and then at night, get the bed down, sleep comfortably, boom. Head over to theindieprojects.com/shop and check out our new merchandise. Join us on Patreon for exclusive content, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.